Hello viewers, thank you so much. Once again, this is Costa and this is the Big Talk, Citizens Voice Network. Today we have brought you another special episode. It's always the 2030 agenda. The Constitutional Amendment Bill number 3 has been gazetted in Parliament, and the 9th-day waiting period has started. We have also just learned from the Justice Minister, Ziyambi, that this bill will not require a referendum. On the program today, I have got Sabuk, the well-known Temba Mliswa, to discuss and also to share his views in terms of the talk of the town. Sabuk, welcome to Big Talk.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, let's get into it. What are your views, or what is your view on the Constitutional Amendment Bill number 3?
First of all, democracy is what we all want to see at the end of the day. And democracy dictates that the majority will have their way and the minority will have their say. So you're all right. The majority are going about their way and the minority are going about their say. Does the say of the minority affect the majority with their way? No. Does the way of the majority affect the minority say? Yes. That's why the topic is there. The most important issue is how well read are we in terms of the Constitution of Zimbabwe. I see a lot of comments from the preamble. But the most important aspect of the Constitution, which us Zimbabweans came up with, is it gives a provision for it to be amended. Your Constitution, our Constitution, which we all agreed upon, it gives that provision that the Constitution can be amended. If at all we do not want this sacred document to be amended, we're not supposed to have that clause. As a result, as long as procedures are followed, the Constitution is subject to amendment for the good governance of the country. And when I talk about for the good governance of the country, it's also how the leaders at the time who are in power see how the country is being governed. And they're coming from a democratic process of being elected. You might not have voted for a council, but the service delivery in your community is affected whether you voted or not. You might not have voted for a member of parliament, but them representing you on national issues is affected whether you voted or not. The same thing with the president, whether you voted or not. These are the 3 tiers of governance in terms of ensuring that people whose welfare are taken care of through a manifesto. So the amendments which you are talking about, do I like them? Don't I like them? It's neither here or there. The critical issue is the process. One of the great things which I must say about this country is that we are speaking. We are speaking. And we are speaking, that's democracy. No one is being beaten up. No one is being stopped from saying what they think. The lawyers are commenting. Everybody is commenting, as being the case. So to me, that is a transparent process. And that's what I want to thank this government for. The former president was in power for 37 years. How transparent was that? We all realize he's in power for a long time after, we then started counting the years. Because you're getting older and he's still in power and you realize, but, my birthday has come, I was born 1980, and this man is still in power. You are awoken by personal values of birthdays and so forth, but not then understanding the Constitution. Before that, this process never happened. ZANU-PF itself is meticulous as a party at ensuring that things are done constitutionally. From their own party, first of all, it goes through the districts, it goes through the branch, the cell, first of all, the branch, the districts, the DCC, the Provincial Coordinating Committee. A resolution is then made from bottom to up, and then it goes to conference or to Congress. And in this particular thing, conference, 2 conferences have endorsed it. So constitutionally, they have done what they need to do, because it's important to observe their internal process.
Honorable, we just want to have a conversation. What is your appreciation of the Constitution vis-a-vis the procedure that we must see or expect from this particular bill that we are looking at?
For me, I expect a resolution number 1 of the ruling party to proceed, because they have the majority in Parliament. You've got to understand that. They have the majority in Parliament. At the same time, I expect those who are not for it to take the necessary measures, be it go to the Constitutional Court and lobby and so forth. This is where the issue comes in. Do you know your legislator? Maybe I must ask you 3. Give me your legislator in the constituency. I don't want an answer. But most people don't know. Do you know your council? This is the time where you then give an order to the legislator, to your MP, because it's in Parliament, that we want you, and we want to tell you what we want. We want to tell you that we don't want these amendments. And then he organizes stakeholders meetings in his constituency, like I used to do. Not many are at my level of being a member of Parliament. I was on the ground. I would have been calling for these meetings and hearing what the people are saying and taking what the people are saying, not my own personal. Because you represent people. You represent the interests of the people on national agendas, and this is a national agenda. So how many have managed to talk to their members of Parliament so that they can now have those stakeholders meeting and hear what people have to say? They are not doing that. That's where the strength is.
But what is the procedure that we should expect after this bill has been tabled or gazetted by Parliament?
This bill is not for a referendum, so that it's not a referendum. Can I tell you, an extension? It's an extension. They've crafted the word nicely, an extension. And the extension is born from the fact that Cyclone Idai affected them when it happened. COVID affected them. Tabani Mpofu, advocate, spoke about a soccer match in his narration. But I told him, yes, you're right, it's 90 minutes. And there's injury time. But that injury time is taken so that you get to 90 minutes. But I then said after that, there is extra time. There is extra time. Extra time is not a full match. It's not a full match. So when you're looking at football, for example, injury time, the referee stops the time and sees how much, so that, and then adds on to whatever it is, so that that 90 minutes is there. Do we understand? So that that 90 minutes is there. Then there is extra time. So there is nothing wrong. It's not another match. Not only that, if extra time does not work, there are penalties.
What do you call, Honorable? We all appreciate and understand that the president's term is coming to an end in 2028. If he then goes beyond 2028, what do you call that?
We also expect a soccer match to be 90 minutes. You pay for 90 minutes, but it then goes into extra time. If it does not work, it goes to penalties, which we did not expect. But the provision is an extension. So to me...
Fine, let's talk about let's go to football matters.
Yes.
We know for a fact that when we are talking about injured time, extra time, it's meant to accommodate time lost, where things would have stopped because somebody got injured. Maybe there was something that happened, and then the referee would have a timer. So during this process of 5 years, where did we have somebody getting off the office and say, I'm not working because there is something that is not happening? Because it's simply wanting to accommodate the 90 minutes of active football match.
You see,
let's go to football terms.
The great thing is that I don't know if journalists are good football players, but I'll give you the chance. I'm sure you played it when you were young. So let's go for 90 minutes. It's a good narration. It's a good example. 90 minutes. After 90 minutes, there's extra time. So in the terms and in the way ZANU-PF have gone about it, they've gone for extra time to ensure that the fulfillment, okay, which is desired of this match to come to an end, okay, is achieved. So that's extra time. The 90 minutes, I agree. Well done. But there is extra time. So extra time, starting with E, is the same as ZANU-PF extension. Maybe they must call it extra time so that people understand that ZANU-PF are now going into extra time to achieve the intended goal of victory.
Let's go by the dictates of the Constitution. What is your appreciation of Section 328 in as far as the term limits are concerned?
But if you go talk about that, I'll also tell you, if you go by the Constitution, what are the dictates of Section 92, subsection 1?
You mean 91, subsection 2?
Yes, 91, subsection 2.
And what about in Section 95?
So for me, now it becomes a question of the drafters. Okay, the drafters who are the legal minds, the Attorney General's office. It now becomes a question. That's not ours now. It's for the drafters who came up with it to now be able to convince, which they've done through the process of cabinet, now Parliament. So it's now Parliament to debate whether the drafters draft aligns with what Parliament requires in terms of amendment of the Constitution.
8 days ago,
yes,
Professor Love Mamadou was seated there, and he said there is no way this bill will escape referendum.
The great thing about it's his own interpretation of the law. The drafters also have, at the same time, the Attorney General says there's no need for an extension. You've just said it. Honorable Ziambi says there's no need for an extension. At the same time, the one of the most respected lawyers and legal minds in the country, Patrick Chinamasa, you've got to understand that ZANU-PF has got a bunch of great lawyers. The speaker himself is an advocate, and I have worked with him as a speaker, and his interpretation of the law is on point. So is Chinamasa, so is Paul Mangwana. I can also talk about the president himself. He's a lawyer.
Let me refresh your memory.
Yes.
In 2024, when this resolution number 1 was passed, Patrick Chinamasa was so expressive. And he said, gentlemen, yes, we have made this resolution, but I just want to make you appreciate that we are going to need 2 referendums for this resolution to pass. Number 1 is to simply pass the presidential term extension. 2 is for the incumbent to benefit.
You know, these guys are gurus in the art of politics. They excite you.
No, but he was speaking to his own members.
Hold on.
Yeah.
He was speaking to his own members. Are you with me? In speaking to his own members, that's his understanding. That's not the understanding of the drafter. He's not the drafter. And he's right to say we are likely to face this. The drafter then went and looked at the Constitution, sections which are applicable to the extension. I would now like him to comment after this. He is your next man in the interview after this, to call him and say, you said there will be a referendum. But the drafters went and interrogated the Constitution and realized that no, you don't need a referendum. What you require is an extension, which they've done.
Did you participate in 2023 elections? Did you vote?
In the 2023 elections?
Yes.
I won.
Did you vote yourself?
I voted and won.
For the president?
Yes, I did.
And the parliamentarians?
Yes.
Did you vote for a 7-year term for these people?
Like I've said, when I pay to watch soccer, I'm looking at 90 minutes.
Honorable.
I'm looking at 90. So I don't know why. I'm looking at 90 minutes.
Voting in August
I'm looking at when you go. No, let's.
Were you aware that you were voting for a 7-year term? That is my question.
I was not aware of it. Neither was I aware of the unforeseen circumstances of Cyclone Idai and COVID. Were you aware of COVID? Were you aware of Cyclone Idai? No, but let's also be fair.
Let us be frank here.
Let's be fair.
Cyclone Idai didn't happen between 2020.
But who was aware of it?
No, 2023 to 2028, there's no Cyclone Idai. If there was ever a 7-year term, it was supposed to happen between 2018 and 2023. This is where we had COVID. This is where we had Cyclone Idai. Why now? We don't have Cyclone Idai.
When did the president assume office as president? In what year?
He started in November 2017. Then participated in July 2018 election. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. The question that I asked you is, did you participate in the 2023 elections? Did you vote knowing that you are voting for a 7-year term for a councillor, for an MP, and for the president? Were you aware of this?
You mainly also do not foresee unforeseen circumstances which happen. When we pass the budget, do we budget for unforeseen circumstances? We don't. But when it comes to saving people's lives with an emergency, you're forced to take. You have come to work with your lunchbox. You have come to work with your car. Did you anticipate that there'll be an accident? No. These are the unforeseen circumstances which have made ZANU-PF say we must deliver our manifesto. But the unforeseen circumstances have affected the deliverance of our manifesto. It's the same thing when you go to church. Okay, let me tell you the church. The pastor goes there to have a service for 1 hour. But while he's in the service, did he foresee that happening? He didn't. But shoko ilo ringira kutaurwa. Ishoko rakakosha.
Honorable, we need to be frank with each other. This is going to be the first time maybe in Southern Africa where you change. It's more like changing the rules of the match while the match is on.
No. We talk about it. That's what I'm saying. The 90 minutes. The 90 minutes we go and pay to watch football. We don't expect extra time. We don't expect penalties. But the major objective of extra time and penalty is to deliver what was supposed to have been done in 90 minutes. And failure to which these kick in, extra time and penalties.
In that bill, we have got a very totally new stuff that was never part of ZANU-PF resolutions, the parliamentary system, taking away the direct right to vote for the president from the citizens and putting it on the parliamentarian. This is a totally new, which never came from ZANU-PF members themselves. So this is a very significant change that legal, respected, reputable legal people are saying, therefore it must be subjected to a referendum.
I want to say that, and I want to go to the drafter of the Constitution. The drafter of the Constitution is the Attorney General's office. And they have the luxury of doing whatever is necessary to align the amendments to the Constitution. To align the amendments. Because they've also taken out certain things which they believe are not aligned to the Constitution or to constitutionalism. They've also removed. At the same time, they've added. So they can subtract and add, as long as it aligns itself to the Constitution. This is a test of the drafter. This is a test of the drafter where you and I must, it must be national. Do you know what? Parliament must sit in the National Sports Stadium. We all watch and listen to debates because we must be in the gallery because it's their time. It must, you know, I wish I was a legislator. I wish this is the time where I shine as a legislator. This is the time for them to shine. Be opposition or be ZANU-PF. I believe they are constitutional in what they want to achieve.
Sabo, what are you interested in this whole process?
Constitutionalism. Constitutionalism.
Let's take, for instance, let's look at ZANU-PF, the whole of it. Let's accept your argument that there were disruptions, there were disturbances. Is President Mnangagwa the only person who can lead Zimbabwe right now?
Whether you and me like it or not, democracy demands that his party will choose who should. Yeah, that's democracy, and I don't want to be involved in that because
that's pretty much the question that I'm asking. To say, yes. If we look at ZANU-PF, I'm not even talking about the opposition.
Yes.
Don't we have somebody with capacity at today's ZANU-PF? Don't we have somebody with capacity to take over, even finish all these projects that the president has initiated?
What you've got to understand is that they believe in the work the president has done, and as a result, they will want him to lead naturally because he's a man who has done what they believe has not been done before.
What will be your response to somebody who's saying you're setting the president to fail because he has already accepted that I will not run beyond 2028. When it comes to 2028, I will leave office because I'm a constitutionalist. And do you want to set him up for fail for these extra 2 years because he is feeling that he has done his part?
The president is not being set up to think fail. If he was being set up to fail, then he would go beyond the years of the last president, which is 38 years. He's not going for that. He's not going for that. We want to talk about an extension. We don't want to talk about the 37 years. We cannot be hypocrites. Where did this all start from? He is the first president who is not going beyond what the former president, late Mugabe, achieved in 37 years in power. Because an African mentality being me, are you with me? Because it's competition. I would want to go in as president for 38 years.
There is this question. There is this question that the 2013 constitution, over 93% of the people voted yes. They participated in this document. But just a small clique of people want to make these significant changes. Purely in Maduku's terms, it doesn't make sense. It's the wholly unacceptable.
It is difficult to constantly refer to Maduku. As Maduku succeeded as a politician, is he not? No. He has accepted democracy. He talks about this. He has been given a car for Poland. Let's say facts. He has been given a car, Poland, meaning that he accepts the current situation. Yes or no?
We are talking of a respected lawyer.
He's a respected lawyer as well as a politician.
No, the Pollard thing is
he's well known. He's well known for advancing his legal mind, but he's also known for sitting on the same table with those who he says are not doing the right thing.
What is your response to somebody who says the 2013 constitution had 93% of people saying yes to it, yet we have got just a small clique of people who want to make these significant changes?
The 93% is based on a referendum. Mm-hmm. This is not a referendum. This is not a referendum.
This is exactly my question.
This is not a referendum.
Why don't you want to involve them again to these changes?
Because the Constitution does not demand for a referendum. Because it's supposed to be a term. So let me tell you today, for me, ZANU-PF again made the mistake. If I were them, I would have extended his tenure to 1 hour before the going into the third term. To 1 hour, are you talking about? So if we're talking about 4 years, so many minutes or second. So they can even extend for so many years as long as it does not, reach end of beginning of a new term. It must be able to be cut off. I hope you understand what I am saying here. It must be able to be cut off. 2 years is nothing. They could have gone for 4 years and so forth in extend to the last. In fact, I accuse them. If you and I decide to go and rob a bank, let's not go and rob a bank for $1. Let's take everything. Because the same crime is robbery. It's not the amount of money.
I asked you this question, Sabu, and said,
in fact, they must review. Let them extend it for 4 years.
What are your interests in this whole thing?
Good governance, stability of the country, democracy, okay? And at the same time, the aspirations of the people must be shown through a process which there's the majority, there's the minority.
Are you happy with the state of affairs right now in this country? State of affairs right now in the country. Are you happy?
As a village head, I just came from Shurugwi this morning where Tagaita Bira umvraenai, Shkanzpandava umvraenai, so ndafara.
Yesterday you were supposed to participate at a forum where people were going to discuss about this constitutional bill. That gathering was blocked.
Did you see my, Twitter today?
No.
I want to talk about the gathering.
We are talking about the state of affairs in this country.
I actually commented that was wrong. They must allow people to speak. They must allow people, because that's now making the party be suspected for doing something which is not in the right way. So allow people to talk. It was wrong.
So from your standpoint, what significant developments that should justify the continuation of the current administration?
Infrastructure.
Which infrastructure?
Roads.
Mashingo the Bide Bridge?
No. Mount Hampton, Parliament is there, and now they're working on the health facilities, which is good. So an extension is critical because our health facilities were in a mess. Okay, that you must give to them. They're starting to work on them. Also, the issue of ensuring that from an agricultural perspective, we are able to feed ourselves, going back to being the bread basket of this area. The only issue there is that the price matrix for producer price for a farmer is not right. But the presidential input scheme empowers the people in the rural areas, and I can talk about it because I'm a traditional leader and I know the effect it has on that. The other issue which I think has come is clean, safe water to the people. You need to give clean, safe water to the people. Digital, in terms of ensuring that from an education point of view, those people in the rural areas are not left behind. They also have a Wi-Fi there through Starlink, though we might not trust it, but they've started looking. Dashboards are supposed to be given. Tablets are supposed to be given to the kids in the rural areas so that the gap is there. One of the issues which I am also grateful about is the fact that the president has allowed people to speak. In the yesteryear, it was difficult for you to even do this interview.
But right now it's difficult even to do a press conference. We saw what happened at Ibo Mandasa's place, where the opposition figures, some of them gathered wanting to address a presser. It was disrupted.
But I'm also, that in my village, my own home was burnt down and so forth. But in it being burnt down, you also must say, there are certain individuals who spoil it. One of the things which I want to tell you with the former president, and I want to share this with everybody, because I used to be arrested a lot. While I'm in ZANU-PF, I got arrested more times in ZANU-PF than
outside.
Yeah. And then I went to the president.
Former president?
Yes. At a conference in Marsh West, which we held. And I was going to court in the morning. And this was against the late Sarah Mawaka. And it was a verdict, and I was acquitted. So I told him, he says to me, but what happened? And the former first lady was sitting in the room, and I said, I've just come from court and I've been acquitted. And he says, what was the case again? And I said, but you the one who ordered me to be arrested. He says, me? He says, yes, because that's what the police bosses said. Me? And he said yes.
Are you suggesting that in the current system, there are some people who are on an agenda to tarnish the image of the president?
They've always
by just
been
doing
there.
things on their own.
So let me tell you, he then said, I will check. And then he checked. And then he called for a meeting with certain senior people. He said, when did I ever give an instruction for the chairman to be arrested?
So we're running out of time.
Okay, but for you to know that there are certain people who will do things. Because even within ZANU-PF, there are saboteurs. Within ZANU-PF, there are saboteurs. There are people in government who are not happy. And as a result, the place that it's like yesterday. What was the point of you? If you're saying that there's not going to be peace, then bring more police force to monitor, or else let it happen. And if anything happens, then you give that an example that we can no longer have these sessions.
Such sessions. Okay.
Yes. But that is not from the president.
It then defeats the whole logic of allowing people to do all these discussions.
I totally agree.
Yeah. So, but we're running out of time.
Okay.
Sabuku. I just want to find out something from you. You have been saying a lot of stuff about the vice president. What is the beef that you have with him?
There's no beef. I've never insulted the vice president. The vice president, his conduct is unbecoming of a statesman, because at that level you must be able to engage with your principal and not think
you believe it's not happening.
It is not, because you can see that he has gone against the tide. If you belong to a party or an organization and a decision is made by the majority, you are forced to support it. You can't keep on fighting it. He has become ZANU-PF's #1 opposition.
Is he opposing the amendment?
There's what you call collective responsibility. Are you with me? And he wants to be macho. He wants to be Rocky. Are you with me? He wants to be Hulk Hogan. But politics does not need a Hulk Hogan. There is never a president in this country from Joshua Nkomo, who my father belonged to the party, was up and so forth, whoever disrespected Mugabe. Their conversations as elders. In the room, there was one voice that was Musika. It was the same Bruno, nickname Bruno. All these people, John Nkomo, Maimujuru, Mnangagwa, they never confronted the president the way that the vice president is doing it. And what? He can be president one day. Okay? Would he like his subordinate to respond to him the way he does in cabinet? He wants to do it. These headlines don't make him a leader of tomorrow. 2, he does not respect the rights. And let me speak to you on this, which is emotional. I'm sad about the women in Zimbabwe because you failed to stand by one of your own. Whether Mary is a murderer or not, the children don't know that. They know her as a mother. It is denied. The children have access to their mother. We can't have a president like that. We can't have, this is emotional for me. I am a father with the many children that you know. I give them access to their mothers because you co-parent. He denied through him using his power to deny Mary to go and get treated outside. But he goes to China until she's amputated. Zimbabweans today, let's be honest. If you think that I'm going to support such a leader, no, let me face what I'm going to face. Are you with me? We want leaders who respect the rights of people, especially children, especially medical care. Today he's not attending courts because he's a vice president, because he's a former general. So what example are you giving to the people? We must start scrutinizing our leaders now, not tomorrow. If we feel that this leader is corrupt, we must. He threw stones in a glass house, yet is in the glass house. Can he account for his wealth? Can he account for his wealth? I calculated how much an army commander gets a CDF. Not with all those cars he has, not with all these monies that they have. I was chairman of the Mines and Energy Committee where we did the $15 billion inquiry on diamonds.
Okay.
The army was given that. There's empirical evidence.
Was he alone?
Whether he was commander, defense forces, which means there is somebody. When the army does well, that's why even in Restore Legacy, I gave him credit, but he was not there because he's the commander. When you do well as a writer, it is the editor who is given the credit and not the writer. So in one of the interviews saying he's a great general, it was because Restore Legacy was peaceful, the Gotin law and order was maintained. But the people around him are not advising him the truth. God will not allow somebody who denies innocent children the right to see their mothers.
We have seen him embarking on what we call anti-graft messaging on various platforms whenever I got a chance to speak. You also share some reservations with him pushing that message.
I have, people in Zimbabwe like to take sides for the sake of taking sides. Are you with me? But I am factual. I have asked for him to account. When I say to you, you got so much money from X, which was not proper, you got these cars from X, which was not proper, the onus is for you as a leader. I was accused of infecting HIV to a young kid, and I decided to say, let's go and test publicly. And I went and tested. We want leaders right now who are prepared. Don't keep quiet, because that's not politics. I respond to issues which are proper because I'm a public figure. And when you're a public figure and you're saying, that's the reason why for me.
Sabugo, Artist Nangua, what kind of a president are you expecting to see post-President Mnangagwa after 2030?
Yeah, a generational consensus must come in. The war veterans, the liberators of the country, my father was one of them, have done well. There's a time to stop, and it's only through President Mnangagwa that he can mentor and guide young leaders through. It's time, and they cannot stop it. It's time. They failed to even take care of their own war veterans. I have supported the war veterans.
ZANU-PF, who failed to take care of the war veterans?
The general. He was at war with these guys. They are wealthy. They were arrested for that court order they got from the Ministry of Finance to be paid their allowances. I paid for their bail. They know the truth. But their own commanders. But today you see them with him again. The anger is too much. They must serve the war veterans who they were with in the struggle. Who will stick to the founding principles of the struggle? Economic emancipation, one man, one vote, ensuring that the resources of the people of Zimbabwe are given to the people of Zimbabwe, like Nigeria. Whether we fail or not, let's fail on our own. Are you with me? At the same time, governance, there must not be corruption. Are you with me? Which no one talks about, okay? Because they are scared. The problem is that people say to me, but Mliswa, you say all these things, are you not scared? I am not. Because for me, I'm protected by God and my ancestors. So ndinotore maundiri panapa. And I have no bodyguard. I've never had a bodyguard in my life. What for? Because I believe in the truth. And I believe that the truth will help the country. What I'm saying right now will give somebody, will motivate and inspire somebody. So we must not be scared. What I must not do is insult the vice president. I still demand the vice president to account for his wealth. Is that wrong? Is that wrong?
You're parting shots to people who are watching this program.
Let's keep talking and keep saying what you're saying. I like that. But let's do it in a manner where we are civilized. We don't have to fight each other. Have a drink of beer, have a whiskey, play football. Different. Our constitution preamble is very, very powerful. Despite our diverse views, we still remain a people of Zimbabwe. Despite our diverse views, we still remain a people of Zimbabwe. I love Zimbabwe, and I'll fight for the diverse views to keep on coming, to keep on going, because that's what makes a country. It's not everybody who can be a Temba Mliswa. It's not everybody who can be you. But let's, where we are, be able to do the best for our country and fight for the rights of the people and have a generational conscience that a certain generation must also dictate its path, just like other generations before us have managed to do that.
Thank you very much, Sabuku Maita Basa. We're running out of time. You are being waited outside there. Maita Basa. Thank you so much, viewers who are watching this program. We're speaking to Sabuku. I'm going to share his views on the Constitutional Amendment Bill. Thank you so much for keeping on watching. Don't forget to like and share with others around the globe. And let's keep the Citizens Voice Network family growing. Until next time, I'm signing out.
Icho, ndicho, icho.